play-by-play broadcaster today. Starting out, the Owls will be taking on Lake Central. Owls have the first serve. Helen Beach. And goes into the net. Point for the Owls. Beach back to serve again once for the Owls. Sends it into the back court. Perry sends it to Nixon. Ivy. And another point for the Owls. And Ivy going to be credited with the kill there. Owls leading 2-0 early in this first set. It's going to be bumped over. Perry's going to set up Nixon. Ivy's going to send it down the line for the kill. And the Owls now lead 3-0 early against Lake Central. There's an ace for Beach as Lake Central sits there and watches everyone as the ball lands in the middle of the court, making an easy point. Just clears the net. And shanked by Lake Central, and that point goes to the Owls. Owls are on a 5-0 lead here. Beach back to serve. Another ace. Lake Central trying to make some defensive adjustments, but not seem to work. So they call a timeout. Want to thank everyone for joining us today again. You're here on Owls TV, and you can follow all of our information about our broadcast on Twitter and Facebook at Owls TV1. For all of Burris Athletics, you can follow them on Twitter at Burris Athletics1. That's at Burris Athletics1 on Twitter. Opportunity to thank some of our sponsors here this morning. We're thanking Janine Lake for Congress, Rob Riley Real Estate, Creek Run Environmental Engineering, Culvers of Muncie, Tim Lannon for Senate, MT Smokin' Barbecue, Defer Voren, Dr. Dave Chiropractic, Texas Roadhouse, Star Insurance, O'Neill and Associates, Berrywinkle Frozen Yogurt, Central Indiana Orthopedics, Carpet Plus Color Choice, and the Hannah team of Remax. Thank everyone for their sponsorship today. And another ace for the Owls. Now up 7-0. Lake Central's actually looking kind of harried right now. They're not sure quite what to do. There's a swing. Beach is going to send it up to Perry. Sends it over to Morrison off of the block. Oh, there's a big swing from the outside of Lake Central, and they get their first point. But the Owls are leading by 6, 7-1. Powers sends it to Perry. Nixon waits for it, gets it. That looked like a double. And they send it back to Nixon. This time she finds a hardwood for the point. Owls get the service back and now leading 8-1. Owls are going to rotate. Nixon's back to serve. Lake Central's going to just dump it over. Nixon has it. Perry backsets Ivy. Ooh. Goes off the block, out of bounds. Point to the Owls. That was almost set too wide for Ivy. She hustled and got out there and got the kill. Owls now leading 8-1 or 9-1. Check that. There's a roll shot. Powers runs it down. Over to Morrison from the outside. Net violation on Lake Central gives a point to the Owls, as well as their 10th point. Nixon continuing to serve. Central can't seem to get it over the net, and another point for the Owls. Now leading 11-1. Substitution. There's a roll shot. Oh, and they find the back corner, and that'll be another point for Lake Central. But Owls continuing the lead, 11-2. There's a serve. Morrison. Beach runs it down. It'll be a back row from Powers. Off the block, Perry. Nixon throws it to the back corner. And that's going to be tipped by the Owls, and that'll be a point for Lake Central. Owls continuing the lead, 11-3. There's a serve. Powers. Perry. Ivy on the outside. Back. Beach runs this one down. Powers sends it front row. Good cover by Beach. Perry pushes it to the back corner. Long set across the court. Powers one-handed. Oh! And Morrison can't quite get it up, diving to get it. But that'll be a point for Lake Central. And that goes out of bounds, and an easy point for the Owls, now leading 12-4. Morrison will be back to serve. Down to Morrison, sends it up to Perry. Back row attack from Nixon. Ooh! Into the big double block of the Lake Central, and that's going to land on the Owls' side. Be a point. Owls still holding to a 7-point lead, 12-5. Owls jumped out to 11-1 lead, and since then it's been a 4-1 run for Lake Central. Beach. Oh, just missed time and out of the reach of Ivy there. That shrinks the lead to 6. Oh, and there's an ace for Lake Central, and they've closed within 5. Owls were dominating early, and it seems that Lake Central's kind of regrouped and decided to come back. Powers, Perry, Ivy. That one's going to be dug up. Morrison plays it off the block. Powers down the line and just slightly out of bounds. And that point's going to go to Lake Central. And once was a 10-point lead is now shrunk to 4. Owls looking for a side out here. Short serve into the net, and that'll make the easy side out for the Owls. They're going to rotate, and Kessler comes into the front row, and Michael Ivy will go back to serve. It's going to be handled by Lake Central. And there's a block of Perry, and Kessler puts that one down, and that service is going to stay here as the Owls now lead 14-8. There's the back set from Lake Central. And Ivy almost touched that, but got her hands down quick enough to avoid it. And it goes out of bounds. Owls leading 15-8. Ooh, just clearing the net. The back set dump. Perry. Ivy from the back row into the block. Unfortunately, the Lake Central was sitting there waiting, looking for that one. That little bit longer distance on the swing makes probably easier for him to set up on than when Ivy's playing close to the net. Owls continue to lead 15-9. Morrison. Powers reaches back to grab it. Down the line, Nixon's there. Perry back to Nixon. And the cross court finds the court, and that's going to be a point for Lake Central. Owls continuing to lead 15-10. Powers. Perry's running down to the back to get it. Kessler gets under it, and it goes long, and that'd be a point for Lake Central. Owls continuing to lead 15-11. Morrison. Kessler into the block, landing on the Lake Central side of the net, and that point goes to the Owls. Now leading 16-11. Perry's back to serve. Powers tries to dump it. Perry's going to roll shot it over to the back court. Beach tips it up, but the Owls can't get to it, and that point goes to Lake Central. Owls continuing to lead 16-14. Beach. Perry. Powers from the right side this time, and that one goes out. Coach Dodge is going to make a substitution as Sophia Maynard comes in for Powers. Owls only leading by 3, 16-13. Perry. Nixon off the outside this time. And she gets the kill. And Owls are back to a 4-point lead, 17-13. Powers going to come back in and serve. Oh, and there's a clear shot from Lake Central, and that finds the court, and that's going to be a side out for the Warriors, and the Owls leading 17-14. Powers handles the serve. Perry. Morrison swings into the block, but it bounces out of bounds. That point goes to the Owls. And they're back to a 4-point lead. Beach is going to go back to serve for the Owls. She had the long serving run earlier in this set to give the Owls a 10-1 lead. Perry, Beach. Morrison quickly runs under it and sends it over. There's a block. Owls are diving for it, but can't quite get there. And that point goes to Lake Central. Owls leading 18-15. Morrison, Perry, Ivy. Oh, and that's going to touch the antenna, and that'll be a point for Lake Central. They've closed within 2. After the Owls were dominating early and led 10-1 early in the set. Morrison. There's the block. Perry's there. Nixon sets up Ivy again. And she finds the back of the court. And that'll be the 19th point for the Owls. Nixon's back to serve. Tip. Oh, touched on the antenna, and that point goes to the Owls. And they now lead 20-16. Nixon continuing to serve for the Owls. And the service there gives it back to Lake Central. Owls continuing the lead by 3. Owls set their defense, ready for the serve. Beach is going to handle it. Perry runs under it. Ivy, that's tipped off the block. Lake Central's there to cover. Diving out of bounds with the roll shot is Lake Central. Morrison sends it back over. Beach. And that's tipped by about 3 Lake Central players, and that'll be a point for the Owls. Morrison go back to service. The Owls lead 21-17. And we're going to take a timeout here. Opportunity to thank our sponsors. We appreciate their sponsorship of Burris Athletics and Muncie Burris Volleyball. Want to thank Slam Dunk Sports Marketing, a customer-focused company dedicated to providing quality services and athletic equipment to schools while offering exclusive opportunities to advertisers and sponsors. You look them up at slamdunksportsmarketing.com. McKinney and Malput, law offices with more than 50 years of combined experience and assisting others with a wide range of legal needs. They have law firm locations in Indianapolis and Muncie. Contact them at 765-896-8964. And as we return to court, Morrison will be back to serve for the Owls. Owls leading 21-17. Ivy with the big swing. Morrison with the cover. Perry's going to send it to the outside. And that goes outside. That was just a little too outside for Maynard to get there. She stretched far but couldn't get there, and that point will go to Lake Central. Owls now leading 21-18. Morrison's going to send it to Perry. Ivy with the back set. Oh, and that goes off the side of her hand and out of bounds. And Lake Central's closed within 2, 21-19. Beach. Morrison's going to send it over. It'll be a free ball from the Owls. There's the outside set. And Maynard sitting there. But it tipped it right out of bounds, outside the line. And Coach Dodge's not happy as Lake Central's closed within 1, 21-20. And calls the timeout. Do want to thank 3 of our new sponsors to Burris Athletics. Ada Rose Design, Summer Carroll and Whistler CPA, and Boyce High Performance Information Solutions. Want to thank everyone and all of our sponsors. And if you visit any of our sponsors, please tell them you heard about us on Owls TV, the official broadcasting of Muncie Burris Volleyball. Also want to thank 3D Company Incorporated, building a better tomorrow with their excavating, site grading, underground utility work, and general construction. Call them at 765-288-3326 or find them at County Road 350 North on Muncie or at 3D Company Inc. on the internet. As we get back to the action, there's the serve from Lake Central. Beach sends it to Perry. Ivy, and that's good for the kill. Owls are back to a 2-point lead, leading 22-20. Lake Central sends it at the outside. Ivy pushes it up to Perry. Maynard, and it goes into the block, and she fights it through, and that'll be a point for the Owls. Pardon me. Ivy once again to serve. Tipped over the block. Nixon's there to cover it. Maynard sends it into the block, and there's nobody to cover there from Lake Central. And that point goes to the Owls, now leading 24-20. Be set point. Be a back row attack. Morrison. Perry bump sets it. Maynard sends it down the line. And quick hands from Lake Central. Perry's going to dump this one. There's the roll shot. Ivy. Perry. Maynard. Net violation. Gives a point to the Owls, and that'll be the end of the first set as the Owls take it 25-20. And we'll be right back here shortly for the start of the second set. Welcome back, Owls fans, as we get ready for the start of the second set. Owls took the first one 25-20. We'll take an opportunity to thank some of more of our sponsors. I want to thank Robbins Apparel. They provide custom screen printing and embroidery, providing parents, teachers, athletes, and corporations with the widest selection of custom apparel from the most respected manufacturers. Their promise, high-quality products and exceptional customer service with 2 locations at Noblesville and 5504 West Shore Line Terrace in Muncie. Call them at 765-282-9930. And as we get out there on the court for the Owls, it looks like we have Ivy, Perry, Powers, Nixon, and Beach is going to be the libero. Fortunately, don't have any rosters for Lake Central. We're going to stay at this side of the court. There's a swing from Ivy. Lake Central goes off the block. Perry, and the Owls are reaching for it but can't get it. And score says we're tied at 1 apiece. Oh, there we go. Lake Central leads 1-0. More scoreboard problems for the Owl. And the swing from the Owl goes into the net, and that point goes to Lake Central, and they now lead 2-0. Powers, Perry in the middle, Ivy off the block, and the Owls tip it, but it sends it to the back row, and nobody was there. So Lake Central now leads 3-0. Morrison, Perry, Ivy, and she gets the kill there. Owls now trail 3-1. It's going to send the freshman Nixon back to serve. Lines up to serve. Just clears the net. And bounces off a player and lands on the court. And the Owls now trail only by 1. Serve from Nixon. There's a swing down the middle. Morrison. Oh! And one too many touches from the Owls. Coach Dodge doesn't agree with that counting, but Lake Central now leads 4-2. Beach to Perry, Ivy, and she finds the 10-foot line, and that'll be another point for the Owls. Substitution as Maynard comes in the front row for Powers. And we have Morrison back to serve. She sends it to the back row. There's the back set from Lake Central. It goes off the block. Beach has it. Ivy down the middle, and she pounds it to the middle of the court. And we're now tied at 4. Morrison to serve once again. There's a roll shot. Nixon. Perry's going to dump it over. Nixon gets it. Perry hands it over, and it goes out of bounds. And Lake Central retakes the lead, 5-4. Lake Central getting ready, is back to serve. Beach handles it. Maynard from the outside. Outside from Lake Central. Perry sets up Nixon in the back row. Ivy's there to cover. Maynard tries again. Another outside shot. Morrison gets it. Nixon's going to send it forward. It'll be a free ball from the Owls. Set up a middle and off the block, but lands in the middle, and that point goes to Lake Central, and they now lead 6-4. Lake Central back to serve once again. Morrison, Perry, Ivy with the quick set and kill. And now is close back in within 1. 6-5. Kessler comes in for the front row. Ivy will go back to serve. She sends it right down the line. Outside attack. Ivy pushes it up. Perry's going to set up. Maynard rolls it off the net and mishandled by Lake Central. And we're now tied at 6 points apiece. There's a back set in the right side. That's going to go long. And Owls take their first lead here in the second set, 7-6. Ivy to serve once again. And the line shot from Lake Central scores the point, and we're now tied at 7. Kessler swing with the ball, but Lake Central's there waiting where to block, and it lands on the Owl side. And Lake Central retakes the lead, 8-7. And the serve goes long, and the Owls just watch it hit out of bounds, and that point will go to the Owls, and we're now tied at 8 points apiece. Outside attack, Kessler's there, but it's going to go too hard and out of bounds, and that point goes to Lake Central. They now lead 9-8. Beach handles it. Perry. Nixon with the... And they say it wasn't touched by Lake Central, and that will be Lake Central's point. Now leading 10-8. Powers returns to the lineup. Powers digs it up. Net violation on Lake Central. And that pulls the Owls within 1, 9-10. Powers is back serving. The outside is going to be pushed. Back set. Nixon into the block. Landing on the outside of the court. Owls weren't there to cover. And the difference between the last set and the first set is the amount of blocking in the set of blocks that Lake Central setting up over the Owls. Early in the first set, Owls could about swing and put that ball anywhere. Now they're facing at least 1 or 2 Lake Central players with each swing. Tipped over the block. Perry, Beach is going to send it to the back corner. Nixon's there with the block, and she gets the point, and the Owls are back within 1, 11-10. Beach is going to go back to serve. Off the block of Nixon. That's going to be bounced around, and it's one arm by a good hustle play by Lake Central. And Ivy's there with the kill. And the Owls have tied it up 11-11. Substitution for Lake Central. Beach. Middle attack, and they throw it off to the side. And Owls were close to getting there, but couldn't quite make it. And that point lead goes back to Lake Central, now leading 12-11. Back set from Perry. Ooh, way outside. Nixon ran and got under it, but unfortunately it went outside in the antenna. And that'll give a 2-point lead to Lake Central, leading 13-11. Perry, the quick short set from Ivy. Owls there, Powers. Perry with a great hustle play to get the free ball over. Off the block, and this time the point goes to Lake Central, and they've opened up a 3-point lead, 14-11. Owls are going to need a side out to hopefully stay close here in this. Perry. Morrison, and that goes off the Lake Central block. And that point goes to the Owls, now only trailing by 2, 14-12. Nixon's back to serve. Ooh, quickly punched over. Morrison again. This time it goes out of bounds. And it's back to a 3-point lead. Owls trailing 12-15. Beach, Perry, Ivy. And that's going to be dug up, but sent out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Still fighting to stay in the second set, but trailing by 2. Morrison's back to serve. Sophia Maynard enters the lineup. Handled by Libero. Back set. Maynard, Ivy with the block. Ivy with the block that time. Ivy on the slide, and she gets the kill. And the Owls are closed within 1, 15-14. And with that, we're going to take a timeout. And we're going to take an opportunity to thank some more of our sponsors. I want to thank Normandy Flower Shop. Please call them with your special orders. Hard work, long hours, great gifts, fresh flowers. Give us a call at 765-282-2263 and find them on the net on normandyflowershop.net. Murray's Jewelers, family owned since 1885. They're located at 113 West Charles Street, Muncie. Call them at 765-288-6793. They got watchmakers, jewelers, gemologists, all specializing in custom design and repair for all your jewelry and watch needs. Janine Lake for Congress, working for a better tomorrow. She's taking action together for the future and the economy. Vote for Jean Lake for 6th Congressional District on November 6th. Serve for Morrison, and she's going to get the ace, and the Owls are tied up now, 15-15. Morrison serve again, handled by Libero. And missed time by the Indians, and the Owls retake the lead, 16-15. Owls fighting back. They were down 3, and it looked like the match was almost going to get out of hand. But they fought hard and got back in it. Oh, and there's a big swing from the right side, and that point. And we're going to be tied up at 16 points apiece. Waiting for the Indian server to get back there. Overpass Ivy. Maynard quickly. Oh, and it's a scramble at the net. And it's thrown over by the Indians. Maynard's going to send it to the back row. There's going to be the quick dump, but Nixon's ready for it. Maynard with the swing, off the block. The long set. Maynard sends it over, and it lands in the bounds. Point to the Owls. Now leading 17-16. Ivy back to serve. And there's an ace for Ivy, and the Owls will open up a 2-point lead, 18-16. Service error, and that hurts at a critical time. Because now the Indians are back within 1, 18-17. Lake Central hanging very tough for this second set here. Been numerous ties and lead changes. And that goes right back to the Owls as we're trading service errors, and the Owls now lead by 2 again, 19-17. The junior setter, Mara Perry, back to serve. Outside swing, Morrison's there. Perry pulls it off the net. Whoa, good hustle play, and the Owls can't get there. We got Owls flying everywhere now. but they just couldn't quite get it up and over. And Lake Central's closed within one again, 19-18. Beach, Perry, Maynard off the right side, tipped out of bounds, and back to our 2-point lead. It's definitely a battle here in the second set. We are in a tournament play, so it is only the best of 3 for the varsity today. So if Owls can win the second set, they can walk away with this first match. And that's into the block of Kessler and Morrison. And that point's good. And the Owls now open up a 3-point lead. I think it's the biggest lead we've had the whole entire second set. Thrown over. Perry's there. Beach. Morrison's going to send it. Oh, and that's going to slide just outside the box. And Lake Central's back within 2. Owls lead 21-19. Perry, Kessler, and she gets the kill, and the Owls are back to their 3-point lead, needing only 3 more points here in this second set, 22-19. And Lake Central's going to take a timeout. And we're going to stay right here and thank our sponsors. We're going to thank Culver's of Muncie. They only use fresh, never frozen, 100% Midwest beef, seared to perfection, served on a lightly toasted bun for the extra touch of goodness. Find them on West McGalliard in Muncie. Tim Lannon for Senate. He has proven his ability to reach across the lines to get things done. Tim Lannon is leading on issues and getting things done for Hoosiers. Vote for Tim Lannon for Senate on November 6th. Want to thank MT Smoke and Barbecue. Cooked low and slow using flavorful wood chunks. They have delicious pulled pork, succulent spare ribs, smoked chicken wings, and house-made barbecue sauces. They're located at 1700 North Wheeling. Call them at 765-216-1664. And return the action. Beach is back to serve. And out of bounds. And the Owls open up a 4-point lead, leading 23-19. There's the outside set. Off the block. Beach has got it. Perry runs it down. Morrison sends it back cross court. At the net. And a double touch on the Indians brings up match point for the Owls, now leading 24-19. Tipped over, and that point's going to go to Lake Central, and they're still alive for another point. Owls leading 24-20. Beach handles the serve. Ivy! Oh, sent right back over. That was a big dig by the Indians. Again, sent over. Powers runs it down. Nixon is going to set up. And that goes out of bounds. And the point. And that's the end of the first set. And the Owls win 25-20, taking both sets at the exact same score. And advancing on in the Warsaw Tiger invite. Give me just a second. I'll let you know when our broadcast is going to be. Maybe.
So we go right or left on the bracket? To the right?
Yeah.
Our next match is down there. I got it right. Ah.
What time do we play? Okay. Gals will be playing their next second-round match at 11 o'clock. Look for the broadcast there, and we will see you then. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in.